I never planned to fall for someone like Cole Brandon, a muralist with fire in his eyes, and a secret that made my heart race. Every look, every brushstroke pulled me closer. But risking everything for love? That was the scariest, hottest gamble of my life. Stay with me till the end and feel every beat of this dangerous romance. Hey there, Stora lovers. Welcome to Blind Thoughts, where every night is an invitation to escape into something unforgettable. Please subscribe and press the bell icon so you never miss our next story. I used to believe my life would follow a neat, careful plan. Graduate college, build a career, maybe meet someone steady and predictable. Love, to me, was supposed to be safe, like a well-lit sidewalk at dusk. I never imagined it could feel like walking a tightrope over an open canyon. My name is Lara Nancy, and if you had told me 2 years ago that I'd fall head over heels for someone who challenged everything I thought I wanted, I would have laughed and changed the subject. But life has a way of daring you to take the leap you swore you never would. I first met Cole Brandon on a chilly October evening in Boston. I'd just moved into a tiny apartment above a coffee shop, still living out of cardboard boxes, when the heating system failed. The landlord sent a guy who's good with old boilers, and in walked a man with paint-stained jeans, warm brown eyes, and a grin that could melt the New England frost. "Lara Nancy?" he asked, pushing his wool cap back. "That's me," I said, hugging my sweater tighter. The moment our eyes met, something inside me stirred, an electric hum I tried to dismiss. Cole was easygoing, clearly comfortable with his hands and with silence. I, on the other hand, was a careful planner, my life ruled by color-coded calendars. While he worked, we chatted. He told me he painted murals around the city when he wasn't repairing old heating systems. I confessed I was a marketing analyst who spent most of her time crunching data. Our worlds couldn't have been more different. When the radiator finally hissed to life, Cole smiled. "You're all set. Maybe now you won't freeze tonight." I should have thanked him and closed the door, but instead I asked if he'd like a cup of tea. We talked until midnight. By the time he left, I felt as if I'd known him far longer than a single evening. Over the next few weeks, we kept running into each other, sometimes at the coffee shop downstairs, sometimes on the street when I was rushing to catch the tea. It was as if Boston itself was conspiring to throw us together. Cole invited me to see one of his murals, a swirl of color stretching across a brick wall in South End. I stood there mesmerized, the city lights glinting off fresh paint. "You really made this?" I whispered. "Every shade," he said. "Colors speak when words fail." Something about the way he said it stayed with me. The more time we spent together, the more I felt my carefully built life start to shift. Cole lived moment to moment. He climbed rooftops to watch the sunset. He painted until dawn when inspiration struck. He never talked about 5-year plans. And yet, when I was with him, I felt fully alive. Still, fear tugged at me. My last relationship had ended when my ex decided to play it safe and take a job across the country without me. I told myself I wouldn't risk heartbreak again. One evening, as autumn turned to winter, Cole invited me to help paint a community center wall. Under the harsh glow of white lights, our hands brushed, leaving streaks of blue across my knuckles. He looked at me with a quiet intensity. "Lara," he said softly, "I like you. More than I planned to." My heart pounded. I wanted to say the same, but the words lodged in my throat. Instead, I whispered, "I'm scared." "So am I," he admitted, "but maybe that's what makes it real." We began seeing each other, late-night walks, shared coffees, long talks about art and numbers, dreams and fears. Cole taught me to loosen my grip on perfection. I showed him how to plan just enough to keep a dream alive. But love is never without hurdles. My parents worried that Cole's freelance lifestyle wasn't stable. My colleagues raised eyebrows when I mentioned his murals instead of a real job. And a part of me feared they might be right. One snowy evening, overwhelmed by doubts, I pulled away. Maybe we're too different, I told him. Cole's face tightened with hurt, but he only said, "If you need space, I'll give it. But I believe in us." I spent the next week feeling hollow. Work felt meaningless, and the city seemed gray without his laughter echoing beside me. I realized that what scared me wasn't our differences. It was how much I needed him. I showed up at his latest mural one crisp Sunday morning. He was high on a ladder, brush in hand, painting a burst of gold across the wall. "Cole!" I called. He looked down, surprise and hope flickering in his eyes. "I'm sorry," I said, my voice trembling. "I was afraid. But I love you. That's the truth." He climbed down, paint streaking his cheek, and pulled me into a hug that felt like coming home. "Loving you is the best risk I've ever taken," he whispered. From that day on, we built a life that was ours alone, messy, colorful, and wonderfully unpredictable. We balanced my spreadsheets with his paint splatters, my order with his spontaneity. We learned that love isn't about erasing differences. It's about weaving them into something stronger. Looking back now, I smile at how scared I was. Falling for Cole was a risk, a leap into the unknown. But every laugh, every quiet morning, every brushstroke of our shared story has been worth it. Because sometimes the biggest risk is the one that saves you.